Don't make the black kids angry.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Colin. Welcome to my party down in Chesapeake, Virginia. There were somewhere between 10, 14 people shot, who knows, at the party just held yesterday, Sunday. Now this party was happening at the exact same time I was assembling a group of mass shootings that either happened or in the news over the last week. Because a week ago is when we did the last collection of mass shootings from the last week or so. They're happening at the rate of 1 to 2 a day. Mass shootings in America, the fellas, mass shootings 1 to 2 a day. I'm not just saying this, we're showing it with the clips, with the headlines. We had so many we put together a day or so ago that I just posted this morning, had so many on there, I ran out of space. At minds.com/Colin Flaherty, you're only allowed to put together a video of 15 minutes. And so I took it up to 14 minutes, 57 seconds, and then I had to cut it off. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I found 6 or 7 more examples of mass shootings, including this one, 10 to 14 people shot down in good old Chesapeake. So why don't we run through some of the most recent episodes of mass shootings over the last couple of days. And the Butcher Bill as well must be close to 25 shootings in the last week or so. That's 2 a day. At some point, this lie that will not die, that white people are the mass shooters in this country, at some point it's just going to have to submit to the relentless video evidence that shows black people are out there shooting people every damn day, 3 or more people every day. New York Times figured it out when they said 75% of the mass shooters in this country are black. Go to Twitter, you put in white mass shooter, you will see hundreds and hundreds of comments every day where the fellas and their lovely ladies are talking about white mass shooters all over the damn place, and yet they tell you that black people never do it. Wow. Let's get to it.
We've learned at least 8 people were hurt in a shooting last night in Chesapeake. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aisha Tolliver in for Deanna Bedneshi. We first told you about the incident last night at 11. Officers responded to the Holly Cove neighborhood off Airline Boulevard around 10 last night for a report of a large party. But the calls quickly escalated. 10 on your sides, Gina Arevalo is at Sentara Norfolk General Hospital this morning. Now, Gina, that's where the 8 victims we know of are.
Yeah, a hospital spokesperson told us that 8 people, all of them men, were taken here following that shooting. We are still waiting to hear from police, though, about a total number of victims who were injured in that shooting last night. Take a look at this video from the scene that we shot after we arrived on the scene. This happened at Airline Boulevard and Holly Cove Drive around 10 o'clock last night. Officers responded to a report of a large party in the area, and according to police, people were walking in the street and refusing to move for vehicles. It was causing a lot of traffic. While officers were headed there, they received several calls about shots fired in that area, and when they got on scene, they found multiple people with gunshot wounds. Again, police have not said how many victims there are in this shooting. We also do not yet know if anyone has died as a result of this incident.
We know of at least 3 different local hospitals that have had gunshot victims come there. Some were transported by medic from the scene here, and others had walk-ins. Our fire department's working with other area fire departments to kind of coordinate the care of all those, and we're sending officers to all those hospitals to begin investigating also.
All right, let's run through a couple of more videos. Here we got one from Southeast Washington, D.C.
Just tragic to hear about. This is a time when people should be coming together and being reflective and being with their family over this holiday weekend. Not 1, but 2 shootings over the weekend, one of them turning deadly with multiple people hurt. And of course, as you mentioned, that 15-year-old boy shot and killed. Take a look at your screen here. We're learning that the victim is Maurice Scott. He attended Somerset Prep in D.C. Now, the school sent out a letter to parents yesterday, and a teacher shared an emotional post about Scott. The shooting happened outside the Holiday Liquor Store on Wheeler Road in Southeast about 10:30 in the morning yesterday. Now, investigators say that Scott was shot in the head. He was also hit multiple times by bullets. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police Chief Peter Newsham walked us through this terrifying ordeal. He says it all began when a car pulled up to the scene.
A passenger in the vehicle exited the vehicle. He took out a long gun or a rifle, and he opened fire. So right now we're having a lookout for a light-colored four-door sedan, last seen headed southbound Alvila Road.
We also heard from Ward 8 council member over the weekend. That's Trayon White. He says a 9-year-old girl and 2 women were also hurt in this incident. According to police, that 9-year-old girl walked into the hospital later on in the day with those wounds to be treated. No word on exactly what those wounds were, but they are expected to survive. So multiple people hurt in this latest shooting yesterday.
This reporter anchor says everybody's surprised and shocked at the shooting down in southeast Washington, D.C. because it's a holiday and we should all be home reflecting with our families on the meaning of the holiday, Memorial Day. Yeah, the fellas are not reflecting on the meaning of Memorial Day, okay? Not many details from Stockton yet, except my crew out there tells me this is a black neighborhood, a black event in Stockton.
First, we're following breaking news out of Stockton tonight, where a man has been shot and killed. It happened around 7:30 this evening on Palisades Drive near Hammer Lane. Homicide detectives are now investigating. No one has been arrested. We'll keep you updated as we get more information into our newsroom about this deadly shooting in Stockton.
Well, we just did a video. I'm going to post it sometime the next day or so. It's on my podcast this morning. So if you're not checking out my podcast, check out my podcast about a big riot they had last night in Baltimore. They had free food. It was downtown in the Inner Harbor. They had free food, free admission, free this, free that. The fellas saw free. They went down there, raised holy hell. They were destroying property, attacking people. And the reporters in Baltimore told us, well, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Yeah, this is in Virginia too, but don't confuse this one with the first one we saw.
Been a violent Memorial Day weekend in several parts of Central Virginia.
We're following several developing stories tonight involving shootings, including some breaking news out of Brunswick County. Deputies there say 5 people were struck this morning after nearly 50 shots were fired at a gathering in the 800 block of Alphas Road. Investigators say it happened at a party with about 200 guests.
Anybody want to party in Little Italy in Chicago? Warning, there aren't that many Italians in Little Italy anymore.
New just a few minutes ago from Chicago Police Department, detectives are questioning multiple people of interest in relation to the shootings in this area earlier this morning and around 6 a.m. this morning as well. Multiple weapons have been recovered, we're told by police, and you can still see crime scene tape up here. Police continuing to investigate specifically around this white sedan. This comes after 6 people were shot, 2 individuals dead now after that shooting here on West 13th Street between Troop and Loomis. And I mentioned police still on the scene, markers that they are beginning to pick up more and more now, a few of them still on the ground and on the vehicle. Multiple people have also been looking on from the sidewalks throughout the morning, and we heard at least one individual shouting at police that person's frustration clear. Another woman that we spoke to this morning expects this is just the beginning of a violent summer season.
Now that summer's kicking off, hot weather, people don't know how to act. This is something that you probably will expect.
That woman upset that this could happen because just hours earlier, as I mentioned, around 1:30 in the morning, there was another shooting a block from here. Police say a 27-year-old was killed in that shooting on West Hastings, again, just a block from where we are now on West 13th Street. 2 neighborhood residents telling me later this morning they saw multiple police vehicles patrolling in the area between these 2 shooting incidents, and so the question remains to them, how is it possible that 6 more people could be shot just hours later? And we mentioned it a short time ago, Stacey and Mark. About 20-30 yards from where I'm standing right now, there is a playground. That playground now looks out on a crime scene.
Head down to Fort Lauderdale. What's up, my brother?
We're following a deadly shooting tonight that happened in a parking garage right across the street from the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. 1 person we know was killed, 2 others were hurt.
And detectives saying this all started as an argument. Local 10 News reporter Terrell Fournay, he's in Hollywood where the injured are being treated right now. Terrell.
And at least 2 of those 3 survivors of this shooting are now recovering here at Hollywood's Memorial Regional Hospital. We're told that this started out as a night of fun among a group of friends, but somehow this led to an altercation that quickly turned deadly. A trail of evidence markers could be seen inside of this Fort Lauderdale area parking garage today, where 4 people were hit by bullets, one of them fatally. Here you even see a bullet hole that ripped through the back of a white Mustang.
He was defending himself against the shooter.
Debbie Anester is talking about her nephew, 25-year-old Bitleen Vile. He survived the shooting following some sort of altercation that happened just after 4 this morning near Broward Boulevard and Southwest 5th Avenue.
There were several people that got injured, including his girlfriend, who got shot in the leg. And he saved many lives by killing him.
We were there as Bitleen's girlfriend left Broward Hospital today, still in obvious pain from her gunshot wound. Relatives deciding to switch hospitals for the couple over concerns about proper care.
They put him in a room. They never came in to check on him.
Back at the crime scene, a BMW was towed away as investigators combed for more clues around other parked cars in the garage. Police have not yet said what the feud was about, but Bitleen's mother and his aunt are adamant that their loved one only fired his weapon in self-defense.
Now, this one is dated May the 12th because this one got away from me last week, so I thought I would include it. This week, May the 12th. Seems like such a long time ago, doesn't it?
3 people were shot at an after-hours party on the northeast side. It happened early this morning. News 9's Aaron Brobeck went to that scene, and you won't believe what he found.
Neighbors say it sounded like a war zone with dozens of shots fired over here in this direction. Right across the street, we found this Glock sitting here by this building. It was just laying here in plain sight. The gun appeared to have a 33-round extended magazine and was covered in blood. A neighbor brought it to our attention, so we called police. While the police were getting that gun, we found another gun sitting in plain sight in the front seat of a car right across the street from where the shooting happened. We told police, and they towed that car and took possession of the gun, too. Neighbors say right around 1 o'clock this morning, gunfire erupted at this after-hours venue on North Kate Avenue, right near Northeast 23rd. Cars are riddled with bullet holes. There are pools of blood on the ground, and a witness who didn't want to go on camera says someone slammed into this Honda while trying to speed away. Neighbor Brenda Jackson lives right next door to YSS Event Center where it all went down. She can't even say how many shots she heard.
Oh my God, I really couldn't count them. I mean, it was no, but it sounded like some Papa guns. Like army stuff, just about.
Jackson says she ran to her backyard to take cover while dozens of teens took off.
I see them running. Then I heard shooting everywhere. Everybody running, trying to get to their cars.
At least one person was taken into custody. No word on charges. Police say people hit by gunfire are expected to live, but Jackson says this isn't the way that she should have to live.
It just make the street terrible. And you know, it's kids on the block. It really needs something done about it.
Don't.
I like that.
Don't.
I like that.
Don't.
I like that.
Don't make the black kids angry.
Come on.
Don't.
I like that.
Don't.
I like that.
You know, if you want to find these, they're not hard to find. It's not like they're hidden, not like they're secret. The easiest way to find it, if I want to do a complete list, I'll just start at 3. I'll go to Google, I'll go 3 people shot. Then go to 4 people shot, 5 people shot, 6 people shot. Watch what happens when you do that. You'll see lots and lots of stuff come out. And if you want to focus in on one incident like Chesapeake, the party at Chesapeake in the beginning, go Chesapeake shooting. Watch what happens when that comes up.
Please, sir. I want some more. Sir, I want some more.
You're going to get a lot of shootings in Chesapeake. You're going to get a lot of people shot at parties in Chesapeake. Yet the lie will not die. White people are mass shooters. And anybody who tells the truth about who's doing the mass shooting in this country, and it's the same people who are doing the robbing, the assaulting, the home invasions, the car thefts, the burglaries, every other category of violent crime against property. It is the fellas. Anybody who tells the truth about that, documents the truth about that with videos, with clips, with police reports, 911 calls, and all kinds of witnesses and victims. Yeah, if you tell the truth about that, that'll make the black kids angry.